My name is Tricia Thaxton, and I came to Cedar Crest because of a friend. She went to the Johnson Ferry Church, and since I lived out here, she told me about Cedar Crest. And at the time, I was working weekends, so I started with Bible studies. And as things started changing, I was able to come to church here, and I love it. So when I was young, it's not an amazing story, but I grew up in the church. It was a Methodist church, and I got sprinkled with water when I was young. But as a competitive gymnast, I wasn't able to go to church a lot when I was in my early teens. I was still involved with a coach who was a Christian. We prayed before practice, we prayed before meets, but I didn't really understand the relationship, and I never chose to follow Christ. Now, when I was cheering up at the University of Georgia, I was introduced to someone named Janie Jones, and she introduced me to the Fellowship of Christian Athletes. And there's where I gave my life to Christ and decided to follow him from there. So I've kind of had some hard times in the last few years. After I was a Christian, after I gave my life to Christ, God brought a lot of people in my life. I had a lot of godly friends, and things were moving along. Well, I kind of had a stone that I tripped over, found myself in the middle of a divorce. It was a lot worse than I ever thought it could be, and God really had me in a valley for a while. And while I was there, a sermon I was listening to, the pastor actually said that when you're on the mountaintop with God, it's really amazing. But when you're in that valley, it's when you come intimately acquainted with Him. And starting new, I can actually look back and say, now I know why I went through that. I can say thank you. I can honestly in my heart say thank you for all the things that have happened and the bad things that I've gone through, because I've seen it come full circle. I've seen the people that God brings into my life. I love how I can minister to people because of what happened. And it's amazing where He's brought me, and I just can't wait to keep following Him. I want to get baptized because I want to show the world that I'm following Christ. I never have made the choice to do that. And for me, it's going from my relationship with God of being one-sided, where I used to talk and He used to listen, and now this relationship is between the two of us. I learned how to talk, and I also learned how to listen. And being baptized for me is kind of getting away from the way things were, and I want to start new, and I want to continue the relationship the way it is now. My name is Tricia Thaxton, and I've decided to follow Jesus.